Okay, so here we are with another fresh Unity project. The plan with this one is to just do like a simple physics implementation where we had that that one cube in the center of the screen before, just adding a rigid body to it and a bit of user input. So you hit the screen and cast array out and it'll hit the cube at a certain position, add some spin to it and stuff. It's probably a really good idea, especially at this point, to be using the Unity remote, so we can just hit that play button and instantly see what's going on. Now that's not actually currently integrated with ARCore, so what would probably be the best practice would be to set up all our implementation, get it all working fine, just with it like as if we were building like a regular Android Unity app. And then once we're happy with that, then deploying it to AR and seeing how it works in that situation. So yeah, so that we're doing a minimum number of builds. Anyway, we jump straight into it. If you haven't downloaded the Unity remote before, just look up. It's a free app on the Google Play Store on your Android. Download that one, and open it up. With the everything USB plugged in and all that. Actually, just make sure the USB is plugged in, and then next thing we've got to do is just go into Edit, Project Settings, and then just go Editor, and Device, select any Android device. Okay, just had a little phone freak out there, no worries. Yeah, so I mean, even before we set our build settings or anything like that, if you got this Unity remote set up, plugged in, you should be able to hit the play button, and once you've changed this to any device setting to any Android device, it should just come up with an empty screen like that. And so now we're able to really quickly, say, add a 3D object, add say a cube into our scene, and then if we hit the play button, oh, okay, now we're going to see like a cube popping up on the screen. So now we can quickly start doing some implementation. First thing we could do is we're going to write a script. It's only going to be like 10 lines of code, but we'll start off really simple. Just what we want is when we hit that cube for it to spin around. So all we got to do to the cube is just add a rigid body. If you haven't done much Unity programming before, it's like, all your game objects are pretty much made up entirely of components. Even it's transformed, that's a component, at the top there. So the rigid body is just like a physics component. So you just go into physics, rigid body. And for example, if we were to hit play now, because use gravity is selected, it's just going to fall down off the screen. So just make sure we unselect that. We might want to set the drag to something like 0.5, so that when we hit it, it doesn't just like fly off forever. 0.5 might be high. Say try 0.1 for now. Anyway, so then we just go into our main camera, add component, and go new script, and we're just going to call it input controller, and just open that one up. Chamomile tea, that's the best. Okay, so now we just go to, we're not going to need a start frame, we just go update. We're just going to say for each of touch in input dot touches, input dot touches. Okay, and then we just say, we're gonna create a new function. We're gonna just call it fire, void, because we're gonna like fire at it or shoot. We could call it shoot. Why not? And okay, we'll just have what we want to bring into that is whereabouts on the screen you've touched it. So that's going to be a vector 2. So we just say vector 2 screen point. Okay, so then when we call it, we just say shoot, okay, and we go touch dot, where is it? Screen, position. Yeah, touch dot position. Oh yeah, and you can also see, like when you touch dot position, it'll tell you, oh yeah, that's a vector 2, sweet. So that'll all link up. Okay, shoot. Okay, so then when we do that, all we got to do now is we create a new ray. So we go var ray equals, remember this one, it's like camera dot main dot screen points array. That's it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure why it says it wants a vector 3, but it should be fine. We'll see how we go. Yeah, this should be all right. Okay, but next one we need is a hit information. So once we shoot that ray out, we want to find out whether or not it hit hit a cube, and if it did hit a cube, what cube is it? So then we can do something to it. So we'll just call it hit info equals new hit raycast hit. Okay, now we say physics dot raycast. Yeah, I'll go ray. We say out hit info. The out basically means that we're passing in this hit info variable. It's gonna like fill it up with the information and send it back out to us. Okay. Oh yeah, and that's gonna return a boolean. So we say if. So if we hit something. If we didn't, then don't worry about it. But if we did hit something, then we want to say hit info. We want to say the object that is the thing that we've hit. So the rigid body that we'd attach to that object, we want to apply a force to that object. Okay, so then we can say like we say hit info dot rigid body. So and then we see here it says like the explanation is perfect, right? The rigid body of the collider that was hit. Okay, hit info dot rigid body dot add force at position. We could just add force, but it's way more interesting to add force at position, which will give it spin, and then like depending on where on the object we hit it, it'll act differently. Okay, act force at position. Okay, what kind of force? Oh yeah, the direction of force. The direction of force we want to be the direction of the ray. So we just say ray dot direction, and the position is going to be the hit info of that. Because remember that we've sent this ray and it's given us this hit info, the position of that hit. So we say hit info dot, what is it? It's point. I think it's point. Impact point. Yeah, that's it. Hit info dot point. Okay, and yeah, that's everything I think. Okay, let's give that a go. So then jump back into Unity, and because we're just doing a regular old test, I'll see if I can show you. See if that's okay. So you see it's starting to get a bit of spin there. You know, if I do it a bunch of times, or I could hold it down actually, that should work. Yeah, hold it down, it starts to fly off. So that's that drag stops it from going too far away, and we can play with those parameters as well. In fact, we can play with them like currently while it goes. So I could, if I put the drag way up, it'll just stop. And we also have this angular drag. See, it's still spinning. I can go like stop, you know, because I put the angular drag so high. Because we're in play mode, as soon as we stop pressing play, it'll reset to those normal values, which seemed fine enough for what we're doing. Okay, so that's I suppose the first step. The second thing I was thinking was what would be a cool thing would be having a few more cubes. So let's say if you have 2 fingers down, oh maybe you want to add another cube. So we can do that. We can say okay and maybe you don't want to just keep adding, like maybe just when you press it, not when you're holding it down, if that makes sense. You know, like, because if you keep adding a cube every frame while you're holding the touch down, it would like overpopulate. And when they spawn in the same position, they collide with each other and go, you know. Yeah, so that the script knows what cube we want to instantiate, we're going to create a prefab variable up here. So we're just going to say public game object
and we just call that cube, and that's where we're gonna give it that cube with the right dimensions and the right rigid body component with the right settings on it that we've been playing with. Yeah, so that's where we're just gonna drag that in, and at this point, let's see, where are we? Okay, so yeah, now we go up to shoot. Okay, we shoot, yeah, and then we say if, what do we say? If input dot number of touches. So if input dot, what was it? Touch count. Yeah, if touch count is greater than 1, and also the state of the touch has it's just been pressed. So we say touch phase is equal to, oh wait, sorry, touch dot phase, yeah, is equal to touch phase dot began, because like in past context, it has begun in the last, it's just become, so okay, so if it's just began, then what are we doing? Okay, we're making a new object. Okay, so we're gonna let's see. Oh, you'll probably create a new function, void add cube. Okay, yeah, we just go add cube there. Okay, and then we're just gonna say we want to instantiate. So game object dot instantiate this cube game object up here. We want a new version of that one. So we just say cube. Okay, and then we don't want to set the parent, but we do want to set the position and the rotation. So where do we want it to happen? Because remember, this script is attached to our camera. So wherever our camera is, that'll be our transform of where the device is. So we want it to be at the device's position and a bit in front of it, right? Like maybe 30 centimeters in front of it. So maybe we go transform dot position, and we can say plus transform dot forward times 0.3. So yeah, so we do the position wherever the device is, and then add to that its forward, like this dot forward is just 1 meter in front of the device. If it's there, this dot forward will be up. If I'm facing this way, forward would be that way. But we don't want it to be a full meter. We want to multiply that by 0.3, so it becomes a bit closer. Yeah, 0.3. Okay, and then we're just going to say transform dot rotation, I suppose. Yeah, so it'll always be like face on to the camera. We can change that if we want. I mean, actually, we could do a random one. Yeah, actually, random would be more interesting. Random dot rotation. Okay. Okay, and yeah, that's everything we need. Probably didn't need an entirely new function for that, but maybe we'll add extra stuff later, which will make it justify it. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, so I've still got this functionality of before, right? And now if I do 2, no, okay. I might have missed something here. Oh, I haven't assigned I haven't assigned this. Where is it? In the camera, I see this input controller. I haven't assigned this prefab, and so over in the console, it's saying like, oh, you want me to create this object, but I don't know which one you're talking about. So just drag that in there, and that'll probably help it out a fair bit. Okay. Oh, now. Yeah, now one thing I didn't factor in is that these have been created, you can see here in the scene view that they're really big. I mean, relatively, like a meter, remember a meter wide, in AR that's not going to work. So what we really want to do here is we want this cube to be more like, I don't know, even 10 centimeters. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll do 10, we'll see how 10 centimeters is. Might be fine. Okay, so what we're doing here is just changing the cube to be 10 centimeters wide. Maybe make the camera a little bit closer to it to begin with. I'll make the camera at 0 and the cube just a little bit in front. Kind of makes a bit more sense. Okay, because when the AR starts, it's going to set that camera's going to be at 0. You know, that's how it orientates itself. So this might work a bit smoother. Okay. Okay, so I'm sort of getting it. Oh yeah, so you see how it's kind of like a break, like you can't really see what's going on, and then it happens. That's because we have this clipping. If you have a look at this main camera, we have clipping set to 0.3, 30 centimeters away. Yeah, so what that means is, it means it's not going to render any objects that's closer than 30 centimeters. So what we want is, we want to actually say, actually, even if it's really close, I still want you to render it. So make sure we're not in play mode, and then just go, let's make it like, let's say, I don't know, 001, like yeah, okay, so that's a minimum, 0.01. Okay, yeah, so that's the closest we can render something. And now if we hit play, then we're going to see them. All these little cubes are going to be able to come up real close. We can sort of knock them around. It doesn't make a whole bunch of sense, like in this view, because we can't look at them. So let's go ahead and build it now. So first of all, we're just going to build settings, switch platform to Android. Player settings. Remember, there's 4 things we need to do in here. Okay, so multi-threaded rendering, that's 1. Package name, we'll just change it physics. That's 2. Minimum API level of 7, that's 3. And XR settings to ARCore supported, that's 4. Okay, and one more thing we need to do here is just add the actual ARCore package. Just drag it in. Yep, okay, we don't actually need the Halo AR example, so we can uncheck that. Oops. And then, yeah, if you remember, there's 2 things we need to do to the camera. We need to add the pose controller, the pose, I think it's called pose controller, the pose something, and the session component. Okay, so we go pose, track pose driver. that's a mouthful. All right, yeah, and go to color camera. I haven't noticed any effects from changing the update type. So yeah, I'm not sure if that changes anything. And then go to, what was it? Session component, okay. Remember, we can set this default AR session config just by going to assets, default session config, first person camera, just drag that down. And if we've done it all right, one more thing, that's always the last thing I remember to do, is just add this current scene. Oh yeah, and save the scene too. So let's call it simple physics. Okay, and build and run. All right. Okay, so yeah, you notice that cube kind of like it was in front for a while, and then it's like ARCore started tracking. You know, that's when you know that ARCore is kind of getting in sync. Okay, so you can see we sort of have that cube. It's like, it looks a little bit disjointed. There's no occlusion in ARCore yet. So, you know, like it should go behind that object, but it doesn't. That's kind of like what's going to be interesting to see the, you know, I mean, look, like, you know, it's like you get a Ferrari for Christmas and it's like, oh, but where's me Bugatti, you know, but like, it's just like interesting stuff. Yeah, so you can see like, yeah, all these sorts of things we can do now. I'm just double tapping to make these new cubes and spin them around, try and knock them into each other. Why not? You know, so yeah, whatever you want, really. You could keep making shapes and stuff as well if you sort of know what you're doing. Yeah, I'm noticing with the, see how it freezes when you change orientation like that? It's just kind of like, yeah, just little
little interesting things you notice. Yeah, so yeah, loads of fun. Yeah, I love if anyone makes anything interesting, I love to see it. Like please share even a screenshot or some code or just any ideas. Yeah, it's all great stuff. Or any suggestions as well. I'd love to hear them. I'll do a tutorial on it for sure. Yeah, cool. All right.